All right, guys, we are back with another episode, and we did mention at the end of our last episode that we are going racing at Bathurst, which is absolutely true, and we can't wait to get into that, and we'll tell you about it in just a moment. But firstly, for all of our fans that are on and interested in these two vehicles here, the Toyota Landcruiser and the Nissan Patrol, we do have some serious modifications coming up for those in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. We are going off-roading, we're doing four-wheel drive trips, and that is coming very shortly. But right now, we are off to Bathurst. We have sponsored a racing car team, which is Audi Sport Team Valvoline. We are getting behind the pits. We are taking our van, so let's get these three vehicles hooked up and hit Bathurst. I've got our LXV 6.7 on the back. It weighs around 3.5 tonne. We've got it fully loaded. We've got the extra 2 water tanks in this van. This van does have the 4-tonne upgrade. So we've got 430 litres of fresh water on board. We've got 480 amps lithium batteries, 720 watts of solar. We've got all our gear in it, chairs, food, the whole lot to last us while we're at Bathurst. And I'm going up a hill right now. I'm on 110 kilometers an hour on cruise control. And this vehicle just sits on the road, and I've got the massage seats on. I mean, how cool is that? Hey Siri, where are we?
You're at 108 Brady Road, Carcour.
Search for Mount Panorama in Google Maps.
Sorry, I couldn't find Mount.
Mount Panorama. It's a big mountain, Siri. Bathurst. Come on. Mount Panorama in Google Maps.
Here's Mount Panorama.
Oh, well done, Siri.
Start en route to Mount Panorama.
Thanks, Siri. How did you feel at Orby, just like that, or to the brim?
To the brim. It was flowing out.
Did you go to the brim? All right, okay. So we'll fill this to the brim as well. All right, that is to the brim. All right, guys, we decided to do one more fuel consumption test. We've left Orby about 5 hours ago. We are about 1 hour out of Bathurst. We're going to fill up the Landcruiser again. Now, it's towing 2.2 tonne. The Nissan Patrol is towing 3.2 tonne, and I'm towing 3.5 tonne. So one last time, let's do a fuel consumption test again on the Ford F250, the Landcruiser, and the Nissan Patrol. I know it won't be head-to-head because they're towing different weights and etc., but it'll give you an indication on how much fuel they use towing their specific weights we've got hooked onto them. So let's get this hooked up, get to Bathurst, and get the results. How are you, Tony?
Going great, Nick. Good to see you.
You too.
Yeah.
You too. Gemma?
Had a great
Gemma,
trip.
how are you?
Good to see you.
You too.
Getting in, posse. We're ready
Yeah,
to go.
it's like a show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just set up the whole stand. We know how to do it, work within our space. All right, guys, we've just turned up to Bathurst. We have the 3 vans here. We've done a fuel consumption test on the way, so we'll drop the results of that as soon as we set up. And let's get these vehicles all in a position and the vans right now. Just been told if we want dinner, we need to do it in the next 20 minutes in a lounge.
Okay.
Which is not going to be possible, really. So do we have any food here?
We have salad.
Salad. Oh, it's salad. Great. What are we going to have with it? Just salad?
Salad and corn chips.
Salad and corn chips.
I have salsa.
Love it.
Yeah,
Salsa. Oh,
yeah, drink.
we're set then.
Yeah.
Salsa, dip,
Yeah.
corn chips,
Yeah.
salad,
Yeah.
and beer.
And gluten-free biscuits.
And gluten-free biscuits. Well, I'll be happy with that. Ride the handbrake. All right, right, guys, we have made it to Bathurst, and on the way here, we thought we'd do something a little bit interesting again and mix it in, and we have done another fuel consumption test. It is certainly not planned, and it's a little bit different. So let's go through those results. Firstly, the Ford F250, it towed the Alex V 6.7, and that 6.7 is a 22-foot van, and it weighs in with all the water tanks full. It's got 400 litres of water on board, and all of our stuff to stay here for the next 4 nights. It weighs in at exactly 3.5 tonne. The average fuel consumption on that, we did 397 kilometres, and it averaged 24.86 litres per 100 Ks, which I think is a really good result for a big truck like that with the 6.7 litre V8 diesel turbo. But it's got heaps of torque. I drove it and it felt really smooth all the way. Now, the Nissan Patrol came in and it was towing the Alex V 6.2, which is a 20-foot 6 van, and it weighed around 3,200 kilos, 2850 tear. We had all the water tanks full, and it was packed as well for this trip. So it averaged over 397 kilometres, 27.48 litres per 100 Ks, which, you know what, I think that's pretty good for a V8 petrol. Now, the Landcruiser turbo diesel, it towed our smallest van, weighing at just over 2 tonne, 2.2 tonne, and it did 397 kilometres as well. And it came in at an average fuel consumption of 24.39 litres per 100 Ks. And do you know what? I think the winner in this result, even though that was less, I think this did exceptionally well, being a V8 petrol at 27.48 litres. So there's a fuel consumption test over 397 Ks. Steve McLaughlin's just rolled up, Audi Sport Team Valvoline. Steve, can we go down to the pits and check out the cars and do all that?
Welcome.
All right, let's go. Steve, you're the team owner
of these 3.
Right, fantastic.
So Audi Sport Team Valvoline. So all GT cars are based on a road car.
Yep.
So they all look.
All based on a road car. So so the engine's stock.
Pretty well.
Yeah. Okay.
And then what they do is obviously different suspension.
Yep.
Different gearbox, and then obviously there's a lot of safety equipment.
Yep.
Roll cars from
different
materials.
Body kits.
Carbon fibre.
Carbon fibre.
Well, the silhouette's the same as a road car.
Right.
Yeah, so that doesn't change. So if you had a road car beside it, it looks similar, other than maybe a few winglets. Yeah. And obviously the rear wing.
And what does it weigh?
Well, our race weight for this weekend is going to be about 1,320 kilos.
Right, it's pretty light.
But we've actually got weight in it. So so all the cars run on what they call a balance of performance. You'll hear the word BOP a bit.
Okay.
So it's balance of performance. So it's a little bit like horse racing. The different makes and models, they try and handicap them so that they all should finish.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay.
So it's different. So with this car, for example, we have an air restrictor, so the standard road car actually makes more horsepower. Right. So all the cars are rear-wheel drive. So the road-going R8's a 4-wheel drive car. Right. And same with the Nissan Skyline, for example.
So why are they rear-wheel drive? Do they have to be rear-wheel drive?
They all have to be rear-wheel drive.
Right, every car in the competition. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a rear-wheel drive vehicle.
Wow.
So originally I raced a Porsche, then I raced a Dodge Viper, then I raced Audis, and started with 1 car, went to a 2-car team. Yep. And this is the first time this year we're going to a 3-car team.
Right, 3-car team. And that's obviously to increase your odds of winning, is that correct?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. No one else is running 3 cars, so it's normally 1 or 2. Yep. But obviously, we support our sponsors like Valvoline, yourself. Yes. And with Audi factory, they supply all the drivers, which is important.
And who are the drivers?
Well, most of them are all contracted to Audi Germany. So they have pool drivers that they send all over the world. So Chris Tremees, he's obviously been rated as probably the best GT3 driver last year. Marco Bortolotti.
Italian,
These aren't names that are known in Australia, but throughout Europe, they're superstars. So
700,000.
Which is a lot of car. You don't have to do.
When you say buy one from the factory, do you mean like buy that car ready to race just like that?
Yeah, it's ready to race.
Right. Okay.
Yep, all you do is put your own livery on it and maybe buy a few spare parts, and away you go.
$700,000.
Cheap, isn't it?
Whew. Yeah, maybe you've got a mountain trail RV, haven't you?
I have.
Yes. Yeah.
A new one coming.
Yeah, new one coming, Alex V 5.7, and
New model, yeah.
we did work together closely on that to design exactly what you wanted.
Well, I suggested a few changes.
You did, and you'll be pleased to know that all the changes that you recommended for that, we were really happy with, and that is going to be our 2020 model for everybody that orders an Alex V 5.7.
Right.
Maybe we need to put your name on it, the Steve McLaughlin design.
Please don't. No, don't. Absolutely not.
So we can ride our bikes, which we bought our road bikes, push bikes, yep, around the track. Tonight only.
Tonight you can. Tomorrow I think racing starts at like 7:30, so
okay.
No sleeping in.
All right, let's go get our bikes and go for a ride around the Bathurst track tonight. Guys, we're in the pits with Steve McLaughlin, team owner of Audi Sport Team Valvoline. And Steve, what is the plan from here and tomorrow?
Yeah, so this afternoon we've got another practice session, and then in the morning there'll be another practice session, and then 2 qualifying sessions early afternoon tomorrow. And obviously we're trying to make the top 10. At about 5 o'clock tomorrow there's a top 10 single lap shootout.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, I think that's the big lead into the race on Sunday morning.
And in that top 10 shootout, the top 10 gets the grid position, is that correct?
That's right, yeah. So you just qualify for the top 10 and then the shootout determines the starting order.
Excellent. Well, good luck, Steve, and we're all behind you.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
In the pits right here, and I thought I'd show you something here. Have you ever wondered how one wheel nut actually holds the wheel on? I've always wondered watching this, but check this out. So down here, the wheel goes on, there's a thread here, and when the nut goes on, it goes past this retaining clip, and that's what holds the wheel on. So the tool must go in, drop them, and then spin the nut off. Cool, huh? I never even knew that. Man, that is like carbon fiber. This whole thing is carbon fiber. And look at the size of the disc rotors. That is massive. We are back on the second day, and what's happening today about right now is qualifying. And qualifying, we're Audi Sport Team Valvoline. Qualifying is they go out and they pretty much race, and it's the fastest lap time out of all the cars, then determines the top 10 shooter. That also happens today. And in the top 10 shooter, the cars go around the track on their own, and they basically try and get the fastest times, and that will determine the grid starting position for tomorrow. So let's check this out. This is going to be super exciting with Audi Sport Team Valvoline. right, guys, we are in the Mountain Trail RV with Garth Tander.
Hey, there you go.
Garth, thank you very much for coming in and checking the van out and having a chat. That was really an exciting qualifying today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, obviously everyone's pushing really hard.
Yeah.
But because it's so hot, I mean, this is the hottest I've ever experienced at Bathurst, and the track conditions deteriorate rapidly. So there's no grip in the track when it's hot like this, and everyone's obviously pushing pretty hard because it's qualifying. And then, yeah, some mistakes were made. Probably the early couple of crashes were impatience with slower drivers, faster drivers being a bit impatient with slower drivers. But then in the main qualifying session, we saw, a couple of really big ones, and that was just guys having a real big go.
Yeah.
And, well, I think we lost 5 cars.
I know.
Session. And
I
it's
know.
not like they're lost for that session, they're gone for the weekend.
Yeah.
They're not
Yes.
even in the race tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. What's it like in a car in this heat, 40 degrees?
To be honest, it's actually the best place to be.
Really?
Because the Audi's mid-engine, so the engine's behind us. Usually, like in the supercar, for example, when you got the engine, or any front engine car, we got the engine in front of you, and then the airflow brings that hot air and blows it across you, and it's incredibly hot in the cabin. That heat source behind you, the engine's behind you, you get hot air coming in the cabin, but it's nowhere near as hot as the engine.
Yeah, right.
So we wear a cool suit, so it's like a t-shirt that we wear under our suit.
Yeah.
It has like tubes with water running through it, ice water.
Okay.
And ice air coming to our helmet. And
Right.
we call it ice, but it's 6-8 degrees, the water temperature. And that runs off an ice box in the passenger side of the cabin.
Yeah.
That's dry ice that pumps water through. So yeah, it keeps us cool, but not cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 2-hour stint tomorrow in 40 odd degrees. It's not going to be comfortable.
You're a pretty tall guy, I noticed.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
6'3".
6'3", yeah.
So you're sharing a car tomorrow with 2 other guys?
Yeah.
2 other drivers?
Chris Mees, who's about 4 foot nothing.
Yeah.
And Mirko Bortolotti, he would be, I don't know, 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah.
But the most of the GT cars, pretty much all of them, have adjustable pedal boxes. So you can actually move the pedal in the pit stop.
Right.
And
but not the seat. Does the seat fixed?
Stays where
Seat's
it is.
fixed,
So
yeah.
the seats are actually bolted to the roll cage from a safety perspective. But the pedals go backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
You can do that in the pit stop very, very quickly. And the steering wheel actually uses the standard Audi R8 telescopic steering wheel.
Right.
So we can adjust that just like in a normal road car. Just pull the lever down, in and out, up you go. And the seat belts are fully adjustable, so we can adjust the seat belts. So we'll do a driver change in around 20 seconds. That's driver out, new driver in. It takes around 38 seconds to put fuel in at a pit stop. So we can get our driver change done easily in the time it takes to do fuel.
Yeah.
And it takes the crew around 15 seconds to change tyres. So they have to do fuel separate from the tyres.
Right.
So we see in supercar racing a lot, they do fuel and tyres
at the same time.
And those pit stops are around 28 seconds. Whereas these, you do fuel first and tyres separate. So the pit stops can be, they'll be around 45, 50 seconds. So from a driver change point of view, we've got plenty.
Yeah. And Steve, you were saying that these cars are actually faster lap times than the V8 supercars.
Yeah, well, I think you could see even today how quick they are across the top.
Yeah.
Obviously, as Garth said, the track conditions probably caught a few people out. So generally, they're only sort of 1.5, maybe 2 seconds quicker.
Yeah.
They're probably a bit more consistent because they have longer tyre life, whereas obviously the supercar, they can burn up a tyre pretty quickly. So, but we're not seeing it today. That it's so hot.
Yeah.
That the times are slower than the previous 2 years.
We're the only manufacturer. We actually have aluminium cabinet carcasses.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so there's no wood in this van.
Yeah, cool. Oh, that'd be much more structured.
Yeah, it's a pure off-road van. So the walls are a European composite panel.
Yeah, okay.
So no wood again.
Yeah.
So really lightweight, really strong. And they don't fatigue in corrugations.
Yeah.
So if you're going off-road, we give a full off-road warranty. And most cupboards, will rattle and things will fall off and fall apart, where this is all glued and riveted together. Okay. So it's a whole different construction method.
Is that bunks in front of that one, or what's the 2 windows?
No, that's the LXV 6.2. It's a shorter model with a door at the front. And because the door folds back, you can't have the big window. Yeah, so
Garth's got 2 kids.
Yeah, and we do this in a bunk van as well. We're designing that for a couple of people.
What do you reckon?
Yes.
Yeah.
To speak to the Minister of Finance and see what she says.
Yeah.
I think Mountain Trail would definitely get into motor racing.
Yeah, and Steve has a Mountain Trail on order.
Yeah.
And you've already had, I sold you a 4.7, so I remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Good luck, and we'll be following you.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Nice. Have a good night.
Thanks. See you. Guys, Garth Tander, Team Mountain Trail RV.
Everybody, he's absolutely committed. He hits the wall, gets airborne and almost does roll over. I think that went over, Krillsy, yeah.
Guys, it's 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. The race starts in 45 minutes. Let's get over there and get on the grid with Audi Sport Team Valvoline. Let's go.
Everything else okay?
It's pretty cool to run into one of our vans at a race meeting like this, isn't it? All right, guys, we've had to leave the pits. We've come back here to get changed, get our mountain trail shirts back on. There is so much action going on in this sport, I can't believe it. Yesterday in qualifications, there was about 6 huge accidents. Cars rolling, flipping, upside down on the track, hitting walls, total losses, massive. They said they've never seen so many accidents in qualifications. And right now, Audi had 3 cars in this race, car number 2, double 2 and triple 2. We were down there this morning at 5:45 a.m. on the track, checking out all the action. Garth Tander, who checked out our van yesterday, has actually hit the wall in the first 4 hours and I think totally written the car off, so it's no longer in the event. So we're going to go back down there now, get in the pits and check out the rest of the action. There's only 6 hours to go, and guess what? They're forecasting rain, so this is going to get even more action-packed. So the engine sensor light has come on the number 2 car. That's been in the pits for about 10 minutes. The triple 2 car got a blowout and part of the tyre has wrapped around the shock absorber, so that's back on the track now. But you can tell by people's expressions that they're pretty disappointed, and I don't think, I was talking to the team manager, they don't think there's a chance of winning from here. The triple 2 car, which is their favourite right now, had a puncture and part of the tyre is wrapped around the shock. So it's now in the pits, getting that all fixed up, and it was like in the top 2 or 3. So they're saying that there's no chance they can win from here. Disappointing day.
Yeah, well, that's racing.
Alright guys, what an event this has been. This has been so well organised by Audi Sport Team Valvoline. I can't believe how hospitable they have been and generous with their time, showing us through everything that they do, and they've put such a good team together. There's about 80 people in this team, consisting of racing car drivers from all over the world, and Australian superstar Garth Tander as well, and also doctors and mechanics, and everyone's involved, tech people, the whole lot. So we have totally enjoyed this episode, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Thanks for watching, and make sure you click subscribe down below, and definitely like our channel, because we've got more exciting stuff coming up in the future. We do have some off-road trips. We are going to get our vehicles modified for those off-road trips, and in the next episode we are supercharging the Nissan Patrol.